Hey, how you guys doing tonight? Do a reading. The readings that are due are for the highest good and the highest healing of those who need to hear the messages the most. Please only take what resonates, leave what does not resonate with you, because this is a collective read, so energies are for whoever needs to hear this right now. We all have masculine and feminine energies, and yeah, apply it where it goes. So some of you are being very stubborn right now. And, stubbornness sometimes serves a purpose. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Julian. uh, so understand that sometimes when you take a stance on something and it's because you're like, no, it has to be this way or I don't want it, then you're blocking yourself off from what's coming to you, because they're saying that there's something that you're hoping that you have in your heart that you really, really want, but almost like in the same breath, you're blocking yourself from it because you have this belief that it's not going to come, like it's not going to happen. And if you guys don't have, I don't know if it's a relationship, if it's work, whatever it is, you have to understand that as long as you're being set, like dead set, like I can't, this won't change, like I'm not shifting, you're not giving spirit enough room to work and make things happen. All right. You have to kind of loosen up the grip a little bit and allow things to flow. It might not be exactly how you wanted or what you wanted or who you wanted, but they're going to bring you what it is that you truly need to fulfill the wishes in your heart, So sometimes it's not the people. We attach it to people, but it's not the people. It's the emotion. It's the love. It's the, this is what I want. This is how I want to be treated. And sometimes we get fixated on people and they're never going to be that. So you have to let that go. So the person you need to come in or a situation will come in for you. Now some of you guys are really stuck on a past person, someone from your past, because they keep showing like you keep thinking about this person and coming together. But you can't come into union with this person until you become receptive. And that goes back to the stubbornness, because you're blocking yourself right now. So you have to become receptive in order to have the union. So I know it sounds a little bit repetitive, but when they give it to me like that, it's because it's confirmation and it's important for you to understand why it's taking so long for it to happen. And again, they're showing me again, it's the past, and it has a lot to do with a commitment. And I'm sorry again if I'm repeating, but that's what the cards are showing me. So you keep thinking about this past person, and for you to get this, you have to be in a place of gratitude. You have to, I start my mornings with, I'm grateful for this, that, and the third. And I can probably go on for at least half an hour just expressing how grateful I am to everything, So you have to start doing that because it'll help shift your energy and raise your vibration. Now here they're showing it's a divine feminine energy that is, she's a little bit ego-based. So maybe she believes that this is the person she needs to be with, or the person that was meant for her, or vice versa, that there's no room for, there's no wiggle room for it to be somebody else. But it shows that there is a change that's going to be coming in, and it's in regards to being detached. Now, she can either be acting in a detached fashion so that she doesn't get hurt again, doesn't feel the feelings, or it's that she needs to become detached in order to get what it is that she's looking for. Because when we have attachments to things, like I said, it causes more blockages than help. It doesn't help as much, because you're like, no, I need this. It has to be this way, and this is the only way I'm going to take it. And then you're never going to be happy because the shit's never going to come in. But it looks like there is something, either time's running out or it's going to happen really soon. But there's something that's going on with the divine feminine that she needs to release these things, because there is a lot of stuff that she has repressed inside of her, and she needs to release this in order for the scales to be balanced again. And sometimes our energies, the masculine and feminine energies, end up they're out of balance, because sometimes we act more from our masculine energy or we act more from our feminine energy. So you have to find a way to keep it balanced. And I'm working on balancing mine. My feminine energy is just kind of over there. I don't need that right now. But that's what's going on right now. So whatever it is that's been repressed, and there's some type of regret for either going to a third party or somebody went to a third party and had a relationship with that individual. Now, whoever is in the third party or has somebody else has to understand that that person is meant to be with the feminine. That is the person that they're supposed to be with. And they're showing that there is going to be communication. And I'm not sure if it's the third party that's going to be communicating with you, trying to fuck shit up, or if it's going to be someone else that's coming in, or some of you may just be traveling. But there's some type of avoidance. If there was a message that was sent to someone, the person is, they're avoiding replying, or they're just kind of in a stuck place where they're not sure what to do. So that's why they're not responding. So if you've been waiting for a message, that's why you're not hearing anything back. But it looks like there needs to be some type of compromise, and Spirit is trying to guide this so that a compromise can be met. Now, depending on what your situation is, you might want to compromise, you might not want to compromise. I don't know what they did to you, what they didn't do to you. That's all your own stuff, your own decision. You know, always trust your heart and where it's guiding you. Don't let other people fill your head up with bullshit, because the minute you do that, you're fucked. You're living somebody else's life because they're talking shit. Like, don't do that to yourself. You live your life because it's your life and it's meant for you to live how you choose to live it. And it looks like, again, this energy is very closed off and very guarded, and the spirit guides are trying to break through this. They're trying to end this cycle of resistance. So they're trying to guide it, but you guys is making it difficult for spirit to do this when you're so in a place of, you're very guarded, you're detached, you're cold, you're avoiding, which is creating stagnation. So you're not getting into union with your person because there's all of these feelings. There's repression, there's detachment, there's resistance. There's all of these feelings that are not serving you that need to be released. You know, and I know it's hard sometimes because it's easier to become detached than to actually face the pain, depending on how bad it is, because sometimes it's overwhelming. You just can't. You know, but at the same time, you have to be able to acknowledge and see that your heart is so guarded that you are resisting love, even though you say, I want love, I want this to come in, but in the same breath, you're pushing it away. So you have to be open to receive that. And whatever it is that you have repressed, if you haven't spoke about it, you haven't said shit about it, you've just been like, I'm gonna let it rock for a little while, speak on it. Say whatever it is you need to say. You know, don't be fucking rude, don't be flipping out. Just say, I need to say what's on my heart, you know, and let it be what it is. You know, as long as you hold the shit in, nothing's gonna happen. At least if you say it, you'll know one way or the other which way the shit's gonna go. And if it doesn't move, then that's it. Just leave it in their corner, and whenever they're ready, they'll come out and they'll say some shit. But you can't keep all of that happening and expect to get what you want. You have to release the ego and understand that the ego serves its purpose, but in the same breath, it also hinders us. Okay, and they want you to stay focused on what it is that you want, because you got to be consistent. If you keep going back and forth, it's going to be like the universe is flip-flopping, and they're going to be like, bitch, I don't know what the fuck you want. So stay focused on what it is that you want, because they're showing Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, fire signs here that's coming out for this read. So you have to go with the flow of life, and the flow of life is not always everybody's happy. You know, if that was the case, we'd probably be bored as shit if we were just, oh, everybody's happy, there's nothing happening in the world, it's just smiles, you know, we'd be bored. So it brings some type of, I don't want to say excitement, because some of the shit that I go through is not exciting. It's terrible. But, you know, I adjust, I adapt, I cry if I need to cry. If I gotta curse somebody out, depending on, then I curse somebody out. You have to feel your emotions, honor the emotions, you know, but also release them. Allow whatever time you feel is adequate for that emotion, and then move past it. Okay, because you have to learn how to calm your mind and control your mind, and not let your mind control you, and not allow your emotions to consume you, because some of you are so in the situation that you can't see what's going on. And sometimes it's better to either get another opinion, talk to somebody else that knows about the situation and is looking from the outside in, or for you to really step outside of yourself and look at the situation and see what it is that's happening before you start making decisions. Because sometimes we become so stuck in our ego space that we're just like, oh, this isn't going to happen, or this is going on, and I know they're cheating, or I know this, whatever the fuck's happening. You know, people have all these scenarios in their head, and it's easier to just speak on it and say, I feel insecure because of this, or I feel this because of that, you know. And that really depends on how vulnerable and how open you are with people, because some people you can't be that way with. Now, here we have divine timing. Understand that whenever you do stuff, look at it as it's something that's inevitable. Like, I have to do. Like, you know, you get up in the morning, you go to work. It's something you have to do because you have to pay bills. Don't look at it as something that's a chore or you hate it and it's like, oh, this is fucking miserable. You know, you have to try to flip it to, you know what, I get to go to work. I get to do this. I get to experience this, because there's people that can't go to work, like physically just not capable of doing it and would love to go to work. Or there's people that just can't get a job. So you have to kind of fill your heart with love and appreciate, like, you know what, I get to go to work. Yeah, it might not be the best thing, but at least I have a job. I have food. I can buy what the fuck I need. Try to do that, okay? Because as long as you start doing that, then you won't be as frustrated, because you're just accepting what is. You know, we can't change what is. What is happening at this moment is inevitable, and that's what it is. We have to deal with it. So why not accept it instead of fight it and be miserable and put all that bad energy into the universe, because that's what's going to come back. So if you're more receptive to it, then that's what's going to come. And some of you are maybe having a promotion, or you have a business or something that you're doing right now that has some type of power, but it's showing that somebody wants more. Like, it's not enough. Whatever this is, it's not enough. And that's not good. You can't go after something or be so greedy or be so insatiable that you're not realizing that you just want and want and want and want and want, and you're not acknowledging and accepting and appreciating what it is that you have right now. Because as long as you're wanting, you're never going to be satisfied, so you're never going to be fulfilled, and it's just going to be a constant hamster wheel of you chasing but never really attaining it, because it's never going to be enough. Okay, so you guys got to be careful with that and understand whatever is happening, it is happening the way Spirit wants it to happen. So if you had plans and the shit fell apart, that's what Spirit wanted to happen, because it's not time yet. Somebody is on a pause. Somebody is not ready to get to where they're meant to be. So if it's you or the other person, one of y'all keeps getting stopped in your tracks. Every time you try to do something more, you keep getting stopped. So some of you might be dealing with somebody that's at a distance, or someone you haven't really been speaking to, or some of you really just need to take a break and get fresh air, fucking just chill out, don't talk to nobody, don't do anything, and take a time out for you. Now, there's something here that there's going to be some form of clarity in regards to some financial situation. Now, it can be anything as far as child support, it could be alimony, it could be SSI, it could be payments coming in, payments you haven't gotten from unemployment, the stimulus check, whatever. It could be a million and one things. But whatever it is something that you're trying to get clarity on. So maybe there's some mix up, there's something that's stopping it from getting there. And again, if you're waiting on money and it hasn't come to you, understand that it's probably for the highest good, because sometimes we get money and we'll end up blowing it on shit we really don't need. So if it hasn't come in and you're waiting and waiting, just kind of let it rock for a little bit. And when you do get it, you'll understand why it was delayed, because it's probably going to help you pay for something else that you're going to need. So don't be like, damn it, I haven't gotten it. Just be like, all right, you know, it's going to come when I need it. It's going to come when it's meant to come. And some of you have to realize that you have the strength and you have the power to do whatever you need to do. So some of you are moving, or you're deciding to leave a household. You have the strength to do it. You know, sometimes it's hard and it's scary depending on your situation, but you can do it. Okay, your spirits, your guides are always with you, because you have to do this, because this is part of your purpose. They're showing that this is meant to happen. And if they're showing me a relationship that's ending, so if they're in a relationship, the purpose, this is meant to happen. However, this is happening right now. You have to stand in your power and move, because that's what you're meant to do. That is going to help you find your purpose and fulfill it. And there's a relationship that has to come to an end. That is, it served its purpose. It doesn't serve you anymore. You have to let that go, because it's only going to hinder you and keep you on the fucking hamster wheel that you don't need to be on anymore. So you have to sit there, and just because this is ending, don't feel like it's a you thing. Okay? A lot of us take endings very personal, and it's not so much personal as it is this is, I've learned what I needed to learn. I've gotten everything I can get out of this situation, and you let it go. If people move like that, then the world would be a better place, because it wouldn't be anger and be like, oh, I lost this. And, no, we don't lose anything. We don't lose people. Everybody comes for a specific time for a specific reason. So as long as you have that, let it go. Just be like, okay, you know what? It wasn't me. She did what she did. I did what I did, whatever. But don't have expectations, and don't feel like, oh my God, this is terrible. It's not the end of the world. I promise you it's not. It might feel like it, but it's not. And for some of you, this separation or this ending is going to cause you to go through the dark night of the soul and help you to work on the self-worth issues if you feel like you're not good enough to have that relationship, or you did something wrong, or whatever they made you feel throughout the relationship. It's going to trigger that for you to bring it up for healing. Okay. And again, divine timing's coming up again. So they want you to trust that your 3D is going to transform. And I say 3D like the material world, the world we live in. Whatever you're going through now, whatever it is, it's going to transform. It's not going to stay the same. So you have to listen to spirit and allow time to take its time. You can't rush it along, because when you rush it along, shit gets fucked up. And again, divine timing came out again. So all right, so divine timing is very, very important, and right now this is something that's fated. This is something you don't have any control over, and the universe is intervening in whatever the fuck you got going on right now, because either you're too stubborn, you're too hard-headed, you're not paying attention, you're not listening to your guides, whatever the fuck it is, spirit decided to take over because you're fucking the shit up. So now you have to wait for everything to fall into place, and whenever spirit says it's time, then that's when things are going to work. But they're saying it is going to be over the course of the winter. And again, they're showing a divine feminine energy who has a lot of doubts about this situation taking place, a lot of doubts probably about moving, doubts about ending the relationship. There's just a lot of doubts within her, and whoever this is, you have to understand, you have to release this energy, because as long as you keep doubting, you can't keep hoping and wishing, but in the same breath, I doubt that this is going to happen. I doubt this is going to come through, because you're canceling out what you want. Okay. And they're saying that you need to stop, because you have to stop the thoughts. Okay. As long as you have those thoughts, it's like they're consuming your mind, and it's putting you in a place of fear, and it's not helping you manifest. So the rebirth, the reconciliation, the renewal, whatever it is that you're waiting for to come about, it's going to happen when spirit decides it's time to happen, because everybody has to learn their lessons. You think about relationships that you've been in, how toxic you were, how toxic they were, and then think about the relationship after that one. Did you give yourself enough time in between those relationships to heal your shit? Did they give themselves enough time, or did they just jump from one relationship to the next? When you're hopping from one place to the next, you're not allowing yourself to heal. You keep on carrying baggage from this person, from that person, to the next person, and it's just a lot of shit you're bringing with you to a person that never did shit to you, and then you're making them pay for everything that somebody else did. So just try to allow the time, okay? The time is necessary for people to learn their lessons, so that way when you come along, or the right person comes along, or the right job, the right house comes along, then you're ready for it. You're not going to turn it to shit. You're going to appreciate it. Hey, Janine, how are you? So just make sure you got that on lock, okay? Watch your thoughts, okay? And if you're isolating yourself, I do it a lot, and that's just because I'm so used to being alone, so it doesn't affect me that much. Other people are not used to it, so it affects them very differently, and it makes them feel like they don't have anybody, and they're not loved. You got to be careful with that. Reach out to people that you haven't heard from in a while. Check on them. Make sure they're good. It takes 2 seconds to say, hey, what's good with you? If they don't reply, maybe stop by the house if you're close enough. But whatever this situation is, they want you to stop doubting and be bold, okay? Be bold enough to say, you know what? I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to take the step. I'm going to extend an offer. Whatever it is that you're waiting for or you're trying to go after, put out an olive branch and just see what happens. And sometimes that can be in the form of just, hey, we can be friends, because not sometimes, all the time, it's best to start a relationship or anything as a friend, because you don't want to be with somebody. Oh, yay, that's awesome. everybody goes into relationships because they're like, oh, this person is so beautiful, or oh, he's so sexy, or oh, this, or oh, whatever the fuck, you know. Nobody really goes for a true connection. Nobody goes for the soul connection, the chemistry that's just naturally there. You know, everybody looks at the physical, and then when you get attracted to the physical, that's where y'all fuck up, because then y'all attracted to the physical, then a few months later you learn, oh, he's psycho, she's fucking evil as shit, she does this, he does that, and then you're like, damn, I just wasted all this fucking time, and I don't even want to fuck with this person. You know, it's important. When you're friends with people, then you really get to know who they are. You know, you see the good, you see the bad, you see the fuckery that they do, the shits, you see all of it. And you know, if you're still fucking with them as a friend, then okay, you cool. Then you're like, all right, I could fuck with you. You know, you get to know them, like really know them. Don't sit there and just be like, oh, well, they're cute, let me go fuck them. Like, don't do that to yourself, okay? Because you have a lot more strength and power within you than you believe that you do. So just really keep it a buck. You know, I say this a lot because everybody thinks that everything is physical, and it's not physical. That is why the world is so fucked up. Everybody goes after what the eye sees. It's what the soul wants. You have to go after what your soul wants. I am Puerto Rican. Well, you're welcome, Janine. I'm glad you're healthy and Rona-free. Hi, Jen. How are you doing? So some of you have this very obsessive thought process. Whatever it is, maybe you're obsessing about the situation. You're like, oh, is it coming? Is it coming? Is it going to happen? You have to stop obsessing, because the more you obsess, the more you're putting blockages, because you're just like doubting it's going to happen. And then you're like, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? And you have all this shit going on, and spirit's like, stop. Like, I'm trying to make shit happen, and you keep putting all this fucking energy that's blocking everything, okay? Because all of the thoughts that you're having, if it's worrisome, if it's obsessive, can you change the situation right now? If you cannot change the situation right now, why waste all that time and all that energy thinking about it? You know, you can't change it. Just let the shit be, because you're going to drive yourself fucking crazy. And if you can't stop thinking about it, find something that'll take your attention. Watch a fucking funny movie. Go take a walk. Do a puzzle. Anything. Just, you have to stop allowing that to happen, because the more you do it, it's just going to drive you nuts. You have to give it to spirit, allow spirit to work on it. Like I said, divine timing came out like fucking 10 times. Like, they're real serious about this shit is not happening in your time. So get rid of your timeline if you have one. It's not happening when you want it to. You know, and understand that if you're really in your head, if you're one of those people that works all the time, like you're overworking, you do your best, okay? Your best is the best that you can do. Don't try to be the best that somebody else is, okay? Don't try to match somebody else. Don't compete with somebody else. You do the best that you can do within the realms of giving yourself enough time to also rest, all right? Don't sit there and compare, and don't drive yourself crazy like, damn, I could have did this better. Damn, I should have did that. Damn, I fucked up this. Nobody knows what you could have did better. Nobody knows what you fucked up. Nobody knows anything. Only you know. So leave it at that, because if somebody else is satisfied with it, then cool. No problem. Everybody's satisfied, everybody's happy, and you're driving yourself crazy for fucking nothing. So some of you might need to watch your attitudes when you're dealing with people. You know, like, because sometimes when we're in that place, when we're in that anxious state, or we're stressed out, then we're not fucking, it's easy for us to get triggered and be like, yo, what the fuck, and da-da-da. Don't do that, all right? You know, check yourself. Just be like, you know what, I don't even have a reason to be pissed off right now. I don't even have a reason to have an attitude. Just be careful of what you're showing people and how you're expressing yourself, because sometimes things can be misconstrued, especially via text message or email. You know, that's why it's better to have face-to-face conversations, or at least on the phone. So just be careful about your tone and the way you're approaching things, because they're showing now that there's going to be an offer soon that's going to come up. But it seems like with this offer, there is some type of drama. There's going to be an argument. So maybe you said something, maybe somebody else says something, but somebody's really in their head about this, and maybe it was the messages that came and nobody wanted to talk about. But whatever this is, there is an offer, a commitment, some type of proposal that's going to trigger somebody. And it looks like it's a situation that could be either a third-party situation, a secret love affair, something that's forbidden, something that should not be happening. But whatever that situation is, understand that the offer, whatever is made, is going to upset somebody else. And it looks like somebody's going to be very sad and broken, and it looks like it's almost a form of manipulation, like some type of a control tactic, that maybe they do this regularly, or they go back and forth, or they say all these things to keep you where they want you. Whatever it is, you know your situation and how people are able to control you or manipulate you. So just be careful. And sometimes people do use the sadness and, oh, I'm so broken and I'm so this, to get what they want from people. So just watch out, okay? You have to free yourself. If you're the one that's sad and feels broken and feels alone all the time, you have to free yourself from this energy, because once you do, you're going to be able to go after your dreams. You're going to be able to chase whatever it is that you want. The opportunities are going to be there for you. They're showing that they are there for you. And again, Jesus Christ, I think this is mainly a feminine reading, because this is the third feminine card that came out. So understand, if you've been asking for a question, or you've been wondering if your dreams are going to come true, or if this is going to end, or if things are going to get better, if you're going to get the opportunities, they're saying the answer is yes. So if there's something you've really been thinking that you have heavy on your mind, they're saying the answer is yes. And again, make sure that you are nurturing yourself, okay? You have to take care of you, because here we have a karmic partner. So someone that is, usually they just come into your life to teach you a lesson. That's what the karmic partners are. You learn lessons. It's usually the hard ones that fuck you up and leave you all broken and shit. But those are the ones that are coming in, and you have to be compassionate, all right? The more you nurture yourself, the more you nurture a situation, and you're compassionate to other people and their emotions, the better the energy is, and it's easier to clear that karma. Okay, because some of you are still suffering from the past. Like, you have this tie to it and you're not letting it go, and it's because of a karmic partner or something that they did to you. And maybe they weren't loving, maybe they weren't compassionate, maybe they were cheating and doing all of this shit that they probably shouldn't have been doing. But it looks like all of that came to an end, and so they had some type of control over you. And again, Spirit is bringing you a fresh start. But they're saying, again, divine intervention is here. But they're intervening because they want you to heal any confusion or illusions that you have in regard to this karmic partner. So if you've been feeling like maybe this was your person, or you're not sure if that's your person, or maybe somebody else is your person and you don't know who your person is because they all keep popping up at the same fucking time. However this is resonating for you, understand that the divine is intervening, because you have to heal this. Whatever this confusion, this illusion is around this situation, because it looks like it is a third party situation, something that is very forbidden, at least in the eyes of society. Just understand, Spirit wants you to heal that confusion. You have to let that go. And the past, you have to let this go. So if it was a third party, somebody hurt you, somebody did something, or you keep bringing them back, and it's like a cycle that you keep going through with this person, you have to let it go, because it's not going to serve you. Okay, they're showing that it's just sadness. They're sad. There's a lot of sadness. When you break free from this, you're going to feel a lot better, because you're going to be healed from it, okay? And this person, it looks like they're coming back up to tempt you. Sometimes we'll go through stuff in the world, and it's like anything else. You go to school, they test you. You get tested on bullshit. And you're like, well, I passed the test or I failed the test. Here, they're bringing shit back up. So the temptation that you feel, it could be just temptation. It could just be lust. It could just be desire. Only you know how you feel inside of you. But understand, even drugs, alcohol, sex, food are all temptations. Those are all things that would tempt us, and we'll do it. And sometimes we'll do it in moderation. Other times we'll OD with the shit. So just be careful, okay? And make sure that you're able to acknowledge that you have a problem, that you are tempted by this, and you give in to that temptation, okay? Don't deny yourself. Don't say, no, I don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, because you're only lying to you, okay? So if that's what it is, you have the power to overcome these temptations, and Spirit's trying to help you by eliminating the illusions and the confusion, especially if it's a person that keeps tempting you to go back into this fucked up cycle. You have the power to stop this, okay? And they want you to focus on the blessings in your life and stop complaining about whatever the hell's going on, because people have it way worse than us, We have relationship issues. We have bullshit problems. There's people that have real life problems and don't have a place to live, don't have shit to eat, Just look at it like that. Yeah, I mean, I was like that a couple weeks ago. I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm not this mean. So you have to check yourself with your attitude sometimes, because you don't know. You just be like, I'm regular, and then they be like, nah, you being real bitchy today. And I'm just like, am I? Trust when people tell you that, because you really are. So they want you to be happy, okay? They want you to have fun. They want you to enjoy life. And I know COVID is like making it hard to have any type of fucking fun, because they're shutting everything down all the damn time. So, but try to focus on the positive things, look at the blessings in your life, the things that you can do. Shit, have fun at home. Make some shit, dude. Whatever, have a dance party at home, even if it's by yourself. Like, do stuff that you're gonna like. Because the higher you raise your vibration, even if it's listening to music, you're dancing by yourself, you're drawing, you're painting, whatever it is that keeps your focus, keeps your attention, and helps you raise your vibration, then it helps align you with what it is that you want so that it can come in. And they want you to say what you mean and okay, mean what you say what you mean, okay? And do what you say you're gonna do, and follow through. A lot of shit happens when people say, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then nobody follows through. Or they say, oh, you know what, I like you, and then they treat you like shit. So basically it's like, hey, if you like me, treat me like you like me. If you say you're gonna come through, then I expect you to come through. If you're not gonna come through, then let me know that it's not gonna happen. Just stand by your word. Do what it is that you're meant to be doing right now, because that's in regards to a connection. So there's something that's been happening that it's kind of been, they haven't been following through. That's what it's looking like here. And again, this is showing family. There's some type of family situation that has to be released, that has to come to an end. And that don't mean abandon your fucking kids. I don't mean don't ever talk to your family. I don't mean none of that. But it's probably a romantic partner that you're with that you have to let go of. There's something that you need to purge out of your system. And sometimes you don't realize it, especially if you're in a really toxic environment. Girl, you should learn to dance. It's fun. I'm too fucked up to dance, so it saddens me very much. But yeah, sometimes when you're in a really toxic situation, it's hard for you because you don't realize that you're in a toxic situation until one of you become awakened, and you're just like, you know what the fuck am I doing here? Why the fuck do I keep dealing with this? Why do I have to answer to you? You're not my fucking father. You don't own me. I run my own life. You have to look at these things and see the type of relationship you're in. Everybody thinks that, oh, I'm in a great relationship, and oh, this. And it's just like, are you really though? Like, are you really? Like, do you have freedom to come and go as you please without explaining yourself? Can you go and have male friends or female friends without it being a situation for somebody else, without the jealousy, without the possessiveness? Like, you have to check these little things and see where the fuck you're at on all of this, because we'll think everything's peachy and great because, oh, they love me. And then you're sitting there fucking 2-3 years down the road, you're like, fuck, I committed to the wrong person. I'm fucked up in the game because now they're possessive, they're jealous, they're controlling, and they're driving you crazy. And you're like, I'm sick of this bitch. That's what happens. Now here, again, they're showing me a love affair. They're showing a love affair here. So there's something it's either past life karma that's being brought up with this affair, or it's something that is being brought into balance now. So whatever it is, it's something that is going to be stable. And Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn's coming out here. I don't know if I said that for the other ones, but there's a decision that needs to be made in regards to this. I don't know what to call them. Third party person, your person, whatever person this is. It's an affair that's happening. But there is some type of justice, some type of balance that's going to be coming into this situation. And it looks like there's this decision that needs to be made, or some type of negotiations that are happening. Maybe even some people that don't want it to end or trying to make it end. But it looks like there is a decision to actually chase love. Somebody's actually going after what it is that they want, or who that is that they truly want, to provide them with a love offer. And there's going to be communication in regards to this. It's like they have a sudden aha moment. Like they wake up and realize, like, I want to give my love to this individual here. And that's what's going to happen, because they're showing that it's going to be a transformation. It could be career, could just be regular contracts, or it could be a commitment. There could be something that maybe it started out as a love affair and that's all it was, but now they actually have feelings that they want to pursue, because again, they're showing that it's the end of a relationship. They're ending the family situation, and they're moving towards this the other person. So, you know, I don't know what y'all doing. That's not my business. But they're showing here that, shit, this is a twin flame situation. And you, some of you are, it's like the Eight of Swords. You're keeping yourself bound. It's like you're not really bound. You know, your eyes have a cloth on them. Your hands are tied. But it's like you have this rope, but you can wiggle out of it. You know, you can choose to get out of this. You can choose to leave. You can choose to stay. You can choose to do whatever it is that you want. But some of you feel really bound, like you're not capable of doing that. And it's messing up with you being in the flow of what's meant for you. So some of you need to go and meditate or sit in solitude for you to get the clarity and realize that you have the power that you need to get out of this. Nobody's making you be anywhere except for you. Unless you're with a crazy motherfucker that doesn't let you leave and keeps you hostage. That's a different story. But these are for the people that are keeping themselves stuck. So if that's what it is that you're doing, understand that only you keep you stuck, okay? As much as somebody might be crazy and threatening and everything else, there's always a way out. If you're determined enough, there is a way, okay? Just be smart and be safe about it. Because when this situation, this twin flame situation comes together, they're showing that there is going to be a lot of abundance with this situation. But it looks like there is some type of projection or some type of stuck energy that nobody's moving, or it's not progressing to where it needs to go. So be careful of what you're projecting onto the other individual, because some of the times it's just a reflection of ourselves. It's a reflection of our insecurities that we project onto other people, and then we start picking at them. Okay, and Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, water signs are coming out here. So they're saying that for this relationship, the one that you're in that needs to get out of, nothing's going to come of the situation. It's not going to progress, okay? If anything, it's going to digress, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So don't stay in that situation because it's not beneficial to you. And again, they're saying during the winter. So within the next few months, okay, this is when all of this stuff is going to happen and your wishes are going to be fulfilled. So you kind of just got to hold out a little bit longer. You know, try to just stay in the background and see the situation and just pay attention to everything that's happening. But don't try to coerce it. Don't try to control the situation, because divine timing came out so much here that I think if you try to coerce it, you're going to be fucking yourself and you're going to be pissed off that you did it. So just make sure that you're not trying to manipulate. You know, whatever it is that you want, it's going to come. Just give it its time, all right? Because you can't press everything. And pay attention, because if you're projecting stuff onto people when we're accusing them and, oh, you're a liar, or oh, you're a cheater, and oh, this, and everybody always says, well, that's because you're probably doing it, that you're accusing people. Yeah, maybe that's what they're doing. Or maybe they're just really insecure. You know, maybe they just had people that did it so much that they don't believe that people know how to be faithful, or people know how to be honest, or people know how to do what they're supposed to do as adults. You know, it really just depends on the individual. So just be careful with what you guys have going on and trust the situation. Okay, because there is a transformation coming. So if you guys were in a, like I said, family affair, they're going after the other person because that's the person they love and that they want to be with. If it's not you, I'm sorry. I'm just reading the cards. I don't control this shit. But that's the reading for today. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I hope this helps you or gives you some type of clarity. I know I got on here late as shit today, but I'll probably try to be on earlier tomorrow. But I appreciate y'all. Have a good night.